That's it.
So what y'all want to talk about first?
Man.
This
Thursday's conversation on the phone. We can just get right back to that.
I mean that okay, but in that conversation on the phone we talked about everything from people sleeping with people's husbands to the Mueller report to the crisis at the border to
But how about this one though, Kim? Because this kind of goes back to our Trump situation about like emotions and things. It was a clip that we were just talking about before the show started, right?
Okay, first of all,
right?
Before you start the story,
yeah.
Can I tell everyone that they say I'm like too emotional? So I promised myself.
No, Kim got a passion.
I was gonna not be as emotional, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be
Kim, that makes the show. Nah, that makes the show. Like, have that fire.
I have to be stone faced and not show emotion. Because even sometimes I watch the show and I'm like,
is that me?
No, I know that's me. I definitely know that's me. But I'll be like, oh my God, like you can see my thing when people say stuff. I'm just like, oh.
You ready to snap?
But I mean, hey.
But look, Izzy's not here, so you won't be going too hard.
Where's Izzy?
I don't know.
Izzy's fun because Izzy goes against everything we say.
That's a good thing. It's all about the yin and the yang.
Absolutely. So anyway, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Talk about the emotional man.
I mean, the moment I saw the video, Jay Black's voice was like in my head, like, we be too emotional. That's the first thought that came to my mind because I thought it was kind of unprofessional. The guy for CNN, I forgot his name, but when he was talking about Trump's comments about calling black areas infested or Africa's infested, and he pretty much put up tweets where anytime he's talking about black or brown people, he always uses words like infested, criminal, and things like that. So towards the end of the clip, the anchor, he starts to break down crying, saying that he grew up in an infested, quote unquote, area and that we're all American and that he's sickened by the president and that it hurts when the president says things like this. My only thing is, I get what he's saying, but how do we not stop talking about Trump so much, but how do we unplug from the situation and realize, even if Trump, worst case scenario, if he's reelected, how do we just make sure and create that attitude?
Are you even?
Because that is a possibility.
Saying that, like,
it's possible.
I have another shout out. Shout out to the Puerto Ricans.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we're overthrowing their governor.
They overthrew their governor like a boss.
It was quick. Yeah, that was super quick. Yeah.
We haven't gotten there yet.
And that's the thing.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm always saying on this show, all power is always to the people. That's just a fact.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's just a fact. We're not mad enough yet. I mean, it's like, I just don't even understand. I'm trying not to be emotional. See, I'm doing good.
No, you're doing great.
So, the guy started crying.
Broke down. He couldn't even finish reading off the teleprompter.
So, I was watching television this morning, and they were talking about that, and they were saying, like, okay, the rebuttal from the Republicans is he didn't say that as a racist statement. He just said that as a fact. And there are those Republicans, and this is where they get the black Republicans at, because the black Republicans are of the thought that we don't have time for immigration. There's enough problems within our own communities that we have to address, and get your shit together first. And that's where they're saying he was coming from when he said Baltimore is rat infested, da 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 da. He did it before about Chicago during the campaign when Chicago every day 20 and 30 people were getting shot in Chicago. He used them as an example. And guess what, Brick City? If Mr. Cory Booker gains any leverage in this campaign, you're next.
Yeah.
Because that's his strategy. He uses stuff like that as a way to fight up his base. He said nobody in their right mind would ever want to live there.
Yeah.
So, for me, crying isn't the option. For me, it's like, you really hurt. They're hurting your feelings.
That's
really?
My only issue. It's like, as a black person on television, you have a responsibility. Us right here, we have a great responsibility.
Y'all got to get y'all clapbacks right.
That's the problem.
I mean, if you're gonna be in this fight
that's
with me
weak.
At this level, like,
that's kind of weak.
All the people are doing, not only just like the people, but even the Congress, they're bringing like.
By the way, Trump just said all Democrats are clowns. They just posted that. So, like, he's really flexing right now. And rightfully so. If you see that you can push
shit.
somebody around, you're gonna keep doing it.
You guys better get some rappers involved. Y'all need ghostwriters.
We need some backbone.
Y'all
bro.
need some ghostwriters for
Yeah.
these tweets. Like, big victory on the wall. The United States Supreme Court overturns lower court injunction, allows Southern Wall. They approved the border. Like, he's gonna gloat on that. So y'all have to get out there. You're bringing documents to a petty fight. You have to get some petty people on your team.
Like when they say you bring a knife to a gunfight.
Man,
That's
they're
it.
out here trying to prove, like, you know, you're arguing policy with somebody that's just straight. You need to clap back.
Yeah.
And crying on TV and showing the lady that there's another video that's been going out recently about this white lady, and she was like, yeah, I called them niggers.
Oh
and
yeah, I saw the
what?"
video, and she did. She walked up to him, and then she walked out. Because people got to understand they are so gangster right now. Because they
Let me
ain't
tell you
afraid.
what you need right
That's
now.
What we gotta
In
have.
this climate,
We need that same
this
energy.
is what we need. And we need to call one. If you guys know a Hebrew Israelite, could you ask
Hey, they're right
them
down
to
the
come
street.
to the show?
Right.
I need one. Because let me tell you something. They'll read them to filth.
Yeah, yeah,
Them, their
Break it down.
generation, their DNA,
yeah.
and everything where they
Origins.
came from.
Yeah.
You need a Hebrew
Matter of fact, you
Israelite.
just gave me a great idea, Kim. That's what we need to do.
I'm
We
serious.
need to reach out to one of the Hebrew Israelites and have them on the show.
I'm
That's a good
so
idea.
serious. Like, what do we say? Then the lady, the lawmaker from Georgia here at Publix with that little
Oh,
white
you
man,
saw that clip too? Yeah,
she
man.
gets online, starts crying.
Crying.
What are y'all crying about?
And look, this is what frustrated me. You cried when you first posted the video, but then when you see him, you want to act all hard, which I respect. But you got to keep that same energy at all times. You got to stop crying.
Sis, if that was a black dude, sis,
She wouldn't be crying.
if that was a black dude, sis, and he said some clown ass shit to you at the supermarket,
He wouldn't make it out alive.
would you have gone home and cried? Maybe she's pregnant, so I give her that.
She's emotional.
She was 9 months
Yeah.
pregnant.
And rightfully
But I'm
so.
just, all I'm saying is, there has to be a better way, y'all. This ain't it.
Crying ain't it?
Crying ain't
Because
it.
it's like a kid getting
You
bullied in
look
school.
crazy as hell
Yeah.
crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cuss they asses the fuck out.
And Kim, put it like this. Let's say you're my mom, right? And I come back home from school every single day crying, telling you the same person picking on me. Eventually, after the first few days, it might be cool, but eventually you would tell me, all right, bro, like enough's enough. You got to man up. Or I'm going to pull up to the school.
I'm pulling up for sure. I'm pulling up.
And if
'Cause
I
don't
came
have
with
time
scratches
for
on my
bullshit.
face
I
and all
don't
that.
have time for that type of bullshit.
Yeah.
You said something disrespectful to me. We're gonna address it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you to the point where I have to check you so hard you don't do it or you don't feel comfortable doing it.
That's the
They
problem.
feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah. Kim, that white woman walked up to those black women at the bar, called them
Listen.
niggas, and said it when they interviewed her. Yeah, I said it.
Listen,
And
It's again back to the emotion part. They know like that's gonna get us fired up. They know a word.
that's what
can
the
get
lady
us
said.
fired
The lady
up.
said, I
Yeah.
said it because
she walked
She know
out.
they gonna get us fired
she said,
up.
I said, they approached her. She did an interview after that, and they were like, you know, do you know that was like a bad thing to say that you called them that? She said, yeah, that's why I said it.
Exactly. I mean that's anything.
See,
like,
the ones like that, the ones like that though, the ones like that, you have to slap the shit out of them.
that's
Those
most
ones,
of them. If you get them mad, if
They
you get
go
them
hard
mad
on you?
and you still calm, that's like an ace card
okay,
for them.
I
You
take
feel
that
me?
back. Don't go to
That's the ace
jail.
card.
Yep.
Do not go to jail. I'm sorry. Don't do that. But you have to say some shit. You got to get you a Hebrew Israelite. You have to
need
get
one
a
on standby.
Hebrew Israelite on standby. Get them on the phone.
Nation of Islam
put them
bodyguard.
on speaker and have them
Right.
read them for filth
From their own Bible.
from the Bible. And these are, and a lot of them feel like they're Christian.
And that's a deeper conversation. Me and my friends were just having that conversation, Kim.
They
I think
feel like they're Christian. A lot of them subscribe to Catholicism, which
not
is
Christianity.
Not,
They don't know that.
they
Yeah.
made it into like a takeoff of Christianity, but it
Mm-hmm.
really isn't Bible based. I don't
Right.
even know if
It's more
It's
European.
more. It's like
white
a
supremacist.
cult kind of
Yeah.
like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but you have to tell them off. You can't go home and cry. What is that going to do? You are giving them the energy that they want.
That's what they
These
feed
are the
off of.
same people that killed people and hung them from trees, and like, these are their grandkids.
It's that close. And that's what people don't understand. It's that close. It's not like the civil rights movement was 100 years ago. It was only 50 years ago.
People don't read.
Race riots here in Atlanta. That was only in 1906. It's 2019.
Shit, what was the Rodney King? Like
Rodney King was
brutality,
1992.
That's right now. Like that's right now. It's just
This
Walter
is
Scott,
just
I mean,
our
AIDS.
version.
Exactly.
Of,
That's exactly what it is. It's our version of.
But
exactly what
we're not
know.
understanding that. And then it's crazy too because I remember you and Kim, y'all said this. It was like a few months ago. But the way that the news cycle, and this happens to me, it moves so quickly that we forget about all the bad stuff. So I forgot that Trayvon Martin was not that. All right, you was just playing the 2012 finals. That happened in 2012. That was not that long ago. Walter Scott was not that long ago. Eric Gardner was not that long ago. Sandra
The
Bland
dude
was
we
not
saw
that.
the
This
other
all within
day.
the last what 5 to 8 years.
But
But
all we
listen
do
to
is
the
protest and forget.
psychological damage that's done to an entire generation of people that knew nothing but a black president. Barack Obama was in president for 8 years.
2008.
So you could have been 18 years old at the time, and all you remember is having a black president. Little white kids too. You know what that does to the psyche? Like a black person could get to that level. It's all psychological. It's all like the same thing with hanging. Like the visual of that person was sending a message. That to me
Fear.
is what is going on. And so Trump ran off that. He ran off that. He ran off those emotions. He ran off those resentful people. So they're doing stuff to keep that mindset. And if we would just smarten up and get together and do everything that we can do, it would stop. The Puerto Ricans got this, but you got to remember, Puerto Rico just went through one of the worst natural disasters in generations.
So that really woke them up.
But
Yeah.
this is what I tell y'all all the time. You have to be willing to give up. They went through a period where they didn't have shit. So that fueled their passion. Don't let that be what happens to us. Don't let the economy crash again. Don't let it take where the economy is right now is great. We could build off this. But if there's another recession and we all got to start from scratch again, that's going to mess us up. If we do something right now about him, we could be okay. But I need enough people to be like on board with it. People get off, like you said, the emotional shit. And that's going to bring us to another topic that we discussed, the Mueller hearing.